inside of me, in a world I don't wanna say. Just the same damn thing. What's your height, what's your age, what's the price of your weight? And every year we're expected to show all the things that we were able to grow. When you're making half the money but the cost is double.
So this was a super special trip for me because I have been fortunate to travel quite frequently, but I have never traveled alone. So this was my first solo trip, which is a pretty big deal, and I'm hooked. I totally understand why people love traveling alone. You can do whatever you want when you want, and it's just such a privilege and a gift, and it is definitely more expensive, but I think everyone should have the opportunity to do it once. When I arrived to LA, I knew I wanted to go right to the beach, so I headed straight to Malibu, and definitely a downside of Malibu is getting there. The traffic is brutal, but luckily there are beautiful houses and scenery to look at. So I didn't have access to my hotel until the late afternoon, and I arrived in Los Angeles in the morning, so I needed to put my luggage somewhere. And I also wanted to go to Malibu, so there was all of these different variables, and I just needed somewhere safe to keep my belongings. This is where Bounce comes in, probably one of my favorite things I've discovered for traveling. Bounce is a luggage storage app, and basically they partner with local businesses around the world who have secure spaces to store luggage for travelers. You just tell them how many bags you have, when you need the storage, and they'll tell you the most convenient places you can keep your stuff safe while you explore. So I ended up keeping my belongings at a UPS store. I arrived at the store, I had already put my booking in on the app, handed over my suitcase, and they just said come back at 5 p.m. to pick it up. Super convenient, super reliable. I believe there is some sort of insurance policy, so if anything does happen to your belongings, you'll be reimbursed, but I have never had any problem and highly recommend. Now I was free from my belongings, I spent some time just walking around. I was shocked that Malibu is so known for their beaches, their beach houses, but for me it was the mountains that really took my breath away. I walked around the shops and had some food. I tried Alfred's and had a matcha, which honestly put me on the matcha train. I did something a little bit different. I got their sparkling lemonade and added matcha to that. They looked at me a little funny, but it was so refreshing and hydrating and just had that little bit of caffeine. So recommend that if you're not a traditional matcha lover. I did make my way down to the beach and just walked along the waterfront and looked at all the different houses, and it was amazing. I felt so at peace, and after being on the plane, it was nice to get some fresh air. I finished off at the Malibu Pier, where I went for dinner at the Malibu Farm restaurant, and it is such a beautiful space. You are right on the water. I got to watch the sunset, and everything is locally sourced, so you feel very refreshed after you eat. After that, we drove to West Hollywood area, which is where I was staying, and I got to check into my hotel. Okay, let's give this a go. So this is little stairs here, the sitting area. And I mean, first of all, the decorations, stunning. We have the balcony, which has the street view. I don't know, someone's phone is ringing in the car downstairs. Stunning, 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 stunning. And walking back in, we have the TV and snack situation. A little desk here as well, which actually is going to be super helpful. And then we walk, oh yeah, just casually a little fireplace. Walk into the bedroom, which is a gorgeous, huge king. And my favorite part, another TV so I can watch the Real Housewives in bed. That is me. A beautiful barn door as we walk over to this gorgeous shower. Oh my gosh, stunning. And then my favorite part is that the products are this brand that we all know and love. I'm so excited. Because of the time change, I woke up pretty early the next morning, so I decided to go for a hike, and I walked all through the Hollywood Hills looking at different houses that I've seen on Architectural Digest without seeming like I was lurking. And I also went to the Griffith Observatory, which I've been to before, but the hills all around there are super beautiful to walk around. And also safe. I think that's a big thing when you're traveling alone, is choosing the path of the most resistance where there's a lot of people and you just feel that that's one less thing to worry about. So where am I staying? When I go to Los Angeles, I will only ever use this collection of 4 boutique style apartment size hotels called the West Hollywood Collection Hotels. Last time I stayed at the Montrose West Hollywood. The eclectic all-suite hotel boasts colorful music-inspired decor and a saltwater pool overlooking the city 1 block from the famed Sunset Strip. This time, however, I chose the Chamberlain West Hollywood. This design-driven boutique hotel delivers a luxuriously eclectic experience in the middle of West Hollywood, just steps to shopping and the legendary Sunset Strip as well. I highly recommend checking out their website. You just really feel like you're living there. As I said, it is apartment style, so it's on a nice side street in a beautiful neighborhood, and I think it's a really special way to kind of trial living in Los Angeles. Alright, I'm heading to the Hollywood Bowl Jazz Festival. I have these Vajuri earrings on, black Aritzia tank top, white Levi's, my Adidas Sambas, these Jenny Bird bangles, and that's it. Keeping it simple. Pray I don't spill anything on these pants. So that was my first time at the Hollywood Bowl, just if we're gonna talk about the venue, and oh my gosh, it is the most beautiful place. I had goosebumps the whole time. It was really funny. I did make a couple of friends where I was sitting, and I was saying I was shocked that you could basically bring anything in, as people brought full picnics, bottles of wine, and she was like, you can bring anything you want as long as it's not a weapon. And I was like, wow. America is different than Canada. But truly, people had incense burning, they had full spreads, and just everyone was so kind and so inviting and friendly. I had so many amazing conversations and met so many unique individuals. So what drew me to actually going to this festival, as I'm not a huge jazz connoisseur, I don't know a lot about jazz music, but I do know a lot about Yebba. Yebba is my favorite artist. She is someone who has been on my bucket list to see for years and years and years. Most people would probably know her, unfortunately, as you should know her repertoire, not just this one song, but she was featured on Drake's album, Yebba's Interlude, I believe it's called, or no, Yebba's Heartbreak. So when I saw that she was playing with Robert Glasper as a special guest at this festival, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go. Hosted by Arsenio Hall, who I have now learned is such an incredible icon in the music industry and just in the entertainment industry in general. So many phenomenal artists who I am now big fans of, and when Yebba did come out, I cried. I had goosebumps. I was cheering, I was yelling. She is so phenomenal. Kamasi Washington was actually the curator of that festival day, and he did a performance at the end, which was phenomenal as well. A lot of people were there just to see him, and so good, so good.
Thank you for calling. This is Charlie speaking. Can I assist you?
Good morning. I was wondering if I could put an order for room service.
Sure, what can I get for you?
Could I please get a coffee, just black, and then a butter croissant and some seasonal fruit? I am back at the mirror. I'm heading downtown LA for work and wanted to show you what I'm wearing. Just some simple pearls, Aritzia blouse, Aritzia pants, these black heels. I'm not quite sure where they're from. I think it's called Dorkin. I will link them down below, but they are my tried and true. I have the same Jenny Bird bangles on as last night and a Rosefield watch. And that's the look. I did have some work I had to do downtown Los Angeles, so I went and did that. I've only been downtown Los Angeles once when I went to go see a rooftop movie, which I highly recommend doing if you've never done that. It's a super fun experience. I saw La La Land and it was just really special to be watching that in La La Land itself. Downtown LA is a scary place, I will not lie, but in every city there are areas to avoid, and that would probably be one of them for me. But that is where a lot of the action takes place, a lot of hardworking individuals and a lot of struggling individuals too. I think driving around that area, coming from where I was staying, was really important to give me perspective to Los Angeles as a whole, because it isn't just Beverly Hills and Hollywood Hills. It's a whole bunch of cultures and individuals struggling to make it. Every single Uber driver I had some kind of draw to the entertainment industry. They were an artist, a director, a musician, trying to make it and trying to make ends meet. And I think it was really just motivating and inspiring to hear their stories. After a trip home where I had the entire airplane row to myself, which was a gift, that concludes my trip. It was phenomenal, and I can't wait to be back again soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you all soon.